Hey everybody, I thought I would go ahead and hop on and do a live video. I'm getting ready to make deviled egg Easter chicks for our family potluck tomorrow, so I figured I'd let you guys watch me do it. So if you guys watched the video yesterday, we made speckled Easter eggs with rice, and we went ahead and peeled those. And just a little tip for those, we found that when your hands get wet from those, it kind of activates the dye on the outside of them a little bit. So we just washed them off real quick, and that helped us to get our white eggs. The first couple we didn't do that, and we got a little bit of color on our eggs. So we've already peeled our eggs. So this, I'm going to show you guys the ways to cut the eggs so you guys can make a cute little chick out of them. Okay, so to start out with, hi Monica, thanks for joining. Where are you from? Unless you don't want to tell us. That's kind of weird, huh? Some random lady on the internet asking you where you're from. Okay, so when you look at an egg, there is normally like a fatter end and a skinnier end. And so we need to cut that fatter end just a little sliver off. Hi Erin, thanks for joining. So we're going to cut that off, and that's going to be how, hey April, that's going to be how our egg is going to sit. Jessica, thanks for joining. And then the top, the skinnier part, that's going to be our little chicken's head. From Wisconsin, hi Tammy, thanks for joining. Amanda looks super cute, thank you. Okay, so then we're going to go ahead and cut right here. And this is going to allow us to get the yolk out. Hey Erin from Massachusetts. Okay, so this is now, so we're just going to kind of, if you just kind of squeeze the bottom, it pops the yolk out. And if you do it right, you can do it without breaking your egg. Okay, so now we can then set that there, and then here's his hat. Okay, so then this part we're just gonna eat or discard, and then we'll keep doing that. Stella from Indy, hi! Serena, these for Easter, my husband loves deviled egg. Yep. My little brother told me that deviled egg should be a side dish for every meal. That's how much our family loves deviled eggs. Okay, so once again, the fat end, the skinny end. Fat end, we're going to cut a little bit of a sliver off, and this is going to be just so the egg has a place to sit. And then up here, we're going to cut, and this is going to be his little hat. So we're going to pop the yolk out again. And this one's a little bit stuck, so we're gonna just break it. That way we can get it out without breaking our egg. Oh, baby's gotta go to bed. And we broke our egg a little bit, but that's still okay. Thanks, Kylene. Thanks for joining. Okay, so then there's his hat. So normally what I do is I make a pile of hats and a pile of bodies. Sounds like a bad murder mystery, huh? Pile of bodies. Did any of you guys watch yesterday's video with the rice and try it? If so, how did it work out? I had a couple friends email me or text me pictures, and they did it with their families. Okay, so fat end, we're going to cut a little slice so he has a spot to sit. And then this one, we're going to cut the top off so he has a hat. And this one, the yolk happened to be at the bottom, so we're actually going to have to reverse that. And I'm going to wiggle and get that yolk out. Okay, there we go. We'll do it again. Here's our fat end. So we're going to cut a spot for him to sit, and then cut the top so he has a hat. We'll pop that out. Pop this out. Is anybody going to do Easter eggs tomorrow? An Easter egg hunt? Yeah, it works good. Thanks for showing us how to. Thank you. You're welcome. Thanks for watching, Jess. Okay, so we're going to cut a section for there, and then we're going to cut a hat. Okay, so I'm actually going to stop halfway through and go ahead and get started. That way you guys don't have to watch me do the whole thing. And this one broke a little bit, but that's okay. Okay, so at this point, I'm going to put the eggs here where I can fill them. And we just have some butter lettuce here. You can use chopped spinach, or you can just put them on a plate. Okay, so next, hey Keely, I forgot a fork. Can you go get me a fork?
Yeah.
So while she's getting me a fork, I'm going to show you guys how to make the beak. We're going to make the beak with just a carrot, and we're going to cut sections, little circles. And then from those circles, we're going to cut little triangles. And those triangles become their beak. We are wedding first and decorating our eggs. Are you getting married, Erin? Thank you, Alicia. I appreciate you watching. If you're getting married tomorrow, Erin, congratulations. Spring weddings are always beautiful. Okay, so I'm just making whoop! I accidentally bumped the camera a little bit there. Okay, so there's our beaks. And then our eyes can either be a pickle or they can be olives, whichever you prefer. And I'm gonna just do a pickle. And once again, you're just gonna cut little sections, and then we're gonna cut little slivers, and those will become our eyes. Could you use 3 pieces for the beak? You sure could.
Jessica said the rice and food coloring to dye eggs works great. We did it tonight.
Awesome. Good. I'm glad you guys watched it, and thanks for reporting back. We had fun. The kids actually asked if we can do it again tomorrow. Okay. So, now that we have our yolks, we are just going to mash them up with a fork. Does anybody else do their yolks different? I know some people put them in a food processor, but that's one more thing to wash. So I always just mash them with a fork. Mash, mash, mash. And try to mash them really small. You guys are lucky to have spring in the autumn. Where do you live? Yes, the riding food. Okay, yep. My sister lives up in Ashton, Idaho, and they still have a couple feet of snow up there. And my other sister lives in North Dakota, and I don't think they have snow right now, but it's definitely not warm. But some of the trees are starting to blossom. The grass needs mowed. It's really pretty here in Idaho right now, where we live. Okay, so you want to get it like as coarse as you can, as fine as you can. And then you want to add some mayonnaise. I never really measure, I just add it until it looks right. And you can, at this point, you can also add a little bit of vinegar, or anybody else use pickle juice? I always use pickle juice in my deviled eggs. I know it sounds disgusting. When I heard the lady tell me to use pickle juice, I thought she was disgusting too, but
it adds more flavor.
It does add more flavor, and it's much better. And then salt and pepper you'll want to add too. And you can add white. What are we making? We're making deviled egg chicks. So they're like deviled eggs, but they look like little chickens. Little peeps. Okay. So now that we have that all mixed, we're just going to put it in a Ziploc bag. It's actually getting a little bit dark, so we're trying this video by lights, so we don't have a nice natural light. Apologize about that. Oh look, we forgot one of our chicks down here. That's alright.
Kay said, I love pickle juice. I drink it and freeze it to eat like a pickle.
I've never frozen it, but I have to admit that when the pickles are all gone, sometimes I leave an empty jar in there just so I can go drink it. I hear runners say that it works really well, for cramps. I don't know if that works. I don't like to exercise.
Emily said pickle juice is really good for you.
But I do love it. And when I'm pregnant, I go through a crazy amount of pickles. Okay, so we put our yolk mixture in there. And then we are just going to snip the end off of our bag. And make sure you put that somewhere else so it doesn't end up back in your food. And then we're just going to twist it, kind of like we're piping icing. Okay? And then we're just going to pipe our little chicks, and we're just going to swirl around the edges. So fill the hole first, and then swirl. Fill the hole, and then swirl. Fill the hole, and then swirl. Okay, now at this point you want to put their little Easter hats back on, their little chicken heads. So you want to put them a little, oh, and sometimes the lettuce makes them a little wobbly. So put their little chicken heads back on, their little hats. And then we can start to assemble their faces. So we're going to go back to doing their little beaks. If you guys like this video, I invite you to please share it. Not only does it help you see our videos next time we post them, but it also helps other people see them. Or there's actually a live subscribe option up to the right hand corner, and then you'll get a notification when we go live.
Is there any way instead of using yolk?
I don't know.
Avocado, maybe?
Yeah, you could use avocado. Yeah, you could totally do these with like an avocado cream. Good job. My husband thought of that. I would have not been able to think on the spot. Okay, so now we're going to actually put their little eyeballs in. And like I said, you can make their eyeballs out of either olives or what am I using right now? Pickles. Man, it's been a long day. I'm tired. Did anybody catch our video we did earlier where we were seeing if we could catch my daughter's hair on fire? No, actually, we were just demoing a flat iron that goes up to like 450 degrees, which is pretty much like broil on the oven. So we were laughing that maybe we would start our hair on fire. Okay, so there you go. If I tilt it, I bet they'll all... They fell over. I was trying to show you a better version, a better angle of them, but they fell.
That one's looking up at you.
Yep. So, all right. So there is our little eggs. Emily, you caught it earlier? Okay, thanks for watching. Okay, so I'm actually going to go ahead, and for those of you that are just joining, we're going to go ahead and do the whole process all over again. So we're going to use our other 4 eggs, and I'm just going to show you guys once again that there's a fat end and a skinny end, so cut the fat end off, and this is going to be how they're going to sit, and then the top half is going to be the little Easter head. Now this one happened to be one of the ones that the yolk is totally in the middle, so I'm going to have to kind of break that yolk a little bit to get it out so I don't totally destroy the egg. And then just shake it. Yep, and my egg totally cracked, but we can kind of glue it back together with the filling. Has anybody ever made these before? It would be cool to dye the eggs yellow first. You know, that is a really good idea, Jessica. I have never thought of that. That would be cute. You can totally dye eggs by just adding them to a little bit of vinegar, and then add a couple pinches of, oops, I forgot to cut the bottom of this one off first so he can sit. A little bit of food dye and then some vinegar, and do it before the after the shell's off, and you can dye them that way. That would be really cute. Okay, so there's the fat end, there's the bottom off, and then here's going to be his little hood. And these are the ones that
got some dye on them.
got some dye on them. Oops, that one still has some yolk in it. Okay, one more. We're going to cut the fat end off so he has a spot to sit. We're going to cut the top so he has a head. And we're going to put that in the bowl. And we're going to cut some beaks. And we're going to do that by cutting some pieces of carrot. And if you were, so just cut some triangles. And these ones are a little fatter, so I was able to get 2 triangles off of each one. Let's see, what's another orange vegetable you could use if...
Peppers.
Yeah, you could totally use peppers if you didn't have carrots. Okay, and then for our eyes, we're just using a dill pickle. And we're just going to make little spots. And if you don't have pickles, you can use black olives. In fact, I think the black olives look better because they're black eyes instead of green eyes, but I didn't want to open up a whole thing of olives if I wasn't going to use them. I'm sure the kids would have ate them though. Okay, so we have our eyeballs and beaks ready. So am I in shot?
Yeah.
Okay, so now I'm just going to work on mashing these up. And you want to try to get them as fine as you can. That way the people eating these have a nice creamy texture. Don't you guys feel special that this is your Friday night and you're watching me? I mean, my Friday nights are super exciting. I don't know about you. When you go back to the office on Monday, they can be, what'd you do this weekend? I watched a lady live make deviled eggs. Pretty exciting weekend. Oh, that one kind of fell apart. Okay, so then we're going to add... Thanks for sharing this. Thanks for watching, April. I really appreciate it. And Kennedy, I'm glad you think they're cute. And hey, Judy from Tennessee. Okay, so we're going to add some mayonnaise to that. And then we're going to add our secret ingredient, which is a little bit of pickle juice.
Pickle juice.
It adds the salt content. That's really good. And then the white vinegar, and it just makes them really yummy. And then if you want to add pepper, I always only try to do like white pepper, just so they look a little bit better. And I added
Too much mayonnaise.
too much mayonnaise. The joys of live television. That's okay. I think it'll work out okay. One thing about egg yolks is they kind of thicken up. So just let them sit a little bit and they'll thicken up. Okay, so then we're going to put all of this into a Ziploc bag. Kind of like as if we were going to frost a cake or something.
Cute little chicky cake.
Chicky cake. Okay. Got all that into a bag. And we're going to try to get the air out. And we're going to squeeze it down. And I'm just going to do these ones right here on the thing.
Lewisburg, Pennsylvania.
Welcome from
Diana.
Pennsylvania, Diana. Okay, so then we're just going to pipe these in. And then once you get to the top, kind of give it a little bit of a swirl. Fill the hole. And give it a swirl. Fill the hole. Now we're getting to the runnier stuff, so it's going to be a little bit harder, but okay. And give it a swirl. Okay, and then we're going to put the little chickies' heads back on. Their little hats. And if you put those at a little bit of an angle, that way people can see their faces. I've seen some of these on Pinterest as the Pinterest fail version, and they were pretty funny. But as I've shown you here, they're not too difficult. So I definitely encourage you to try to tackle it. They really do look cute sitting on your Easter dinner table. Okay, so we're putting in their little Easter beaks. And that last one, the yolk's a little runny. Added too much pickle juice. Okay, and then we're going to put their eyeballs in. He's a frumpy chicken. Okay.
Does the pickle juice make it more creamy, or can you do it without the pickle juice?
Yeah, it makes it more creamy. Normally, any deviled egg recipe will call for white, like rice wine vinegar or just white vinegar.
It gives it
And
a tang.
yeah, so it kind of gives it like a tangy. We just really like it, but yeah, you could totally do it without it. If it would just make it a lot thicker. So cute. You're an awesome mommy. Oh, thanks, Sophia. All right. Well, thanks everybody for watching. And like I said, if you enjoyed this, please feel free to share it.
To see next.
And yeah, we do come back and try to answer questions. So let me know if you have any questions, and let me know if there's anything else you guys would like me to try to attempt on live Facebook. And please feel free to like our page at athriftymom.com or our Facebook page. Y'all have a great night. I'll have to try the pickle juice. And my husband, who was the flashlight holder so we could do this in the dark, looks cute. Thanks, Faith. He just ate a chicken. We had one. You should have ate the squishy face one.
He's next.
Deanna, the eyes are made of pickles.
Yes, Deanna, the eyes are made out of pickles. Or you can make them out of olives. Yep.
Or
And
peppers.
And the nice thing about these is you can actually go ahead and put some saran wrap over the top, and the saran wrap doesn't stick because you just have the egg here. On a normal deviled egg, the saran wrap sticks to the little filling and kind of makes them a mess, so I'll just put some saran wrap on those and then take them tomorrow for our family dinner. Does anybody else have any other questions since we're live? Thanks, Faith. I'm glad you like them. You know, it was quite... People have been telling me for a long time I need to go do videos, and I was like, no, not gonna do it. I know dumb things come out of my mouth. And so when the Facebook Live thing came out, I finally decided to just bite the bullet and do it. Oh, husband's gonna eat another chickie.
Lay it down so I can see it.
I'll see if I can find the pickle juice article for you. It really is good for you. I believe you, and it makes me feel better about myself.
They sell it in little juice cups for athletes.
Do they?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, well, see, I just, like, it's, my dad used to, like, drink it sometimes, and I hate throwing stuff away. I'm a thrifty mom, and so I'm like, well, I don't want it to go to waste, but I always feel bad that I think it's bad for me, so it makes me feel better that it's good for me.
Somebody thinks you're cute.
Yep. Did you see her holding her ear? She was a little worried I was going to burn her ear on live Facebook, and then she teased me and was like, ow! And she's a little bit of a tease. She thinks it's funny. All right. Well, I'm gonna go get these little.
How long did it take?
How long did it take to make these? It took about 15 minutes. We've been on live for 20 minutes, and so yeah, the whole thing took about 15 minutes. And when you're not talking and just doing it,
You've made 10 in 15 minutes.
yeah, so they're pretty fast. Like, the athletes drink it, it helps cramps. Well, by golly, I'm just going to have to keep pickle juice in the fridge and drink it all the time. It'll make me feel better about myself. Was the same way as a young girl when mom would do my hair. Yes, and you know, okay, so I'm going to tell them all a funny story about you. She hates having her hair done. Hates it, but she loves her long, pretty
Always
hair.
has.
And so we have kind of kept her hair short over the years, but she wanted it long. So we let her get it long, but she has actually passed out a few times with me doing her hair because she locks her knees and she holds her breath because she's angry that her hair's getting done. And so she has like gotten all pale and gotten, ugh! So we actually put a stool in the bathroom. That way she doesn't pass out anymore when I do her hair. So good job for not passing out earlier when we did your video live.
Malia was too short.
Yes.
Good night.
Alicia, thanks so much. Yes, you have a good night too, and thanks for spending part of your Friday night with us. So, all right, guys. Well, you guys have a good night. Thanks for chiming in, and see what we come with up tomorrow. Tomorrow's a pretty busy day, so I'm not sure that we'll hop on or not. But take care.